I'm very happy to deliver a lecture on 16th Adhyaya of the Bhagavad Gita. I'm really thankful to the organizers for organizing such an important course for these young students. This is another, a point of pleasure that many young students are here for this Bhagavad Gita course. So you have been learning about Bhagavad Gita, the different facets of Bhagavad Gita, and you have done so far 15 adhyayas. And now we are at 16th adhyaya. Now what is the speciality of the 16th adhyaya? It is called as Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga. In 15th adhyaya you have done Purushottama Yoga. Okay. And now there is Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga. Vibhaga means distinction. You have to understand the distinction between Daivi Sampad and Asuri Sampad. Daivi Sampad means divine wealth and Asuri Sampad means demonic wealth. See, we have been listening about Devas and Asuras, that is gods and demons, और राक्षस हम सुनते हैं या फिर पौराणिक कथाओं में हम देखते हैं व्यक्ति रेखाएं होती है राक्षसी. तो सच में क्या राक्षस जो है वो ऐसे अजीब दिखने वाले होते हैं? नहीं, वो तो रूपकात्मक वर्णन होता है. इट इज एलिगोरिकल डिस्क्रिप्शन. बट व्हाट इज द कॉन्सेप्ट विच इज कॉल्ड असुर और राक्षस, दैट इज एक्सप्लेन्ड हियर. दैवी और आसुरी दोनों प्रकृतियाँ जो है, प्रवृत्तियाँ जो है, वो हमें ही है, हमें आसपास दिखाई देती है. लेकिन हमें क्या करना है? दैवी प्रकृति की ओर जाना है और आसुरी प्रवृत्ति जो है उसका नाश करना है. इसीलिए दैवासुर संपद विभाग योग जो है उसका उपदेश कृष्ण ने अर्जुन को किया है. Krishna is specifically, instructing this Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga. Why? Because what we have to understand is what are divine qualities and what are demonic qualities, so that we can avoid demonic qualities and we can imbibe divine qualities. We have to keep away from the demonic qualities. That is the whole, purpose of Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga. And mainly to understand this vibhaga, distinction. See, distinction is very important quality. We will understand, when we will proceed to understand this whole adhyaya, vibhaga, distinction. Distinction means the quality of viveka. Viveka means, this very word viveka is derived from the Sanskrit root vicha, means to discriminate, alag kar पाना. बहुत से लोग जो है वो अलग नहीं कर पाते, मतलब भिन्नता नहीं समझ पाते. क्या भिन्नता? क्या योग्य है, क्या अयोग्य है, क्या अच्छा है, क्या बुरा है. अगर ये योग्य अयोग्य ही नहीं समझ पाएंगे तो हमारा वर्तन फिर कैसा होगा? देन वी आर कंफ्यूज्ड पर्सनैलिटी. ऑलवेज वी आर कंफ्यूज. क्या करना है? डायलेमा होता है. बहुत सारे प्रसंग होते हैं, हमें पता नहीं चलता है कि हम क्या करें, ये करें या वो करें. ऐसे प्रसंग क्यों आते हैं? क्योंकि विवेक जागरूक नहीं हुआ है. तो इस अध्याय का जो मूलभूत ध्येय है वो यही है कि विवेक की जागृति करना. ये समझ ले कि दैवी संपद क्या है और आसुरी संपद क्या है. सो व्हाट आर द कंटेंट्स ऑफ दिस अध्याय? सो लॉर्ड कृष्ण नरेट्स द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ डिवाइन एंड आसुरिक पर्सनैलिटी, द डिवाइन एंड डेमोनिक पर्सनैलिटी. Then results of both are narrated. परिणाम क्या होगा? वैसे तो आप मुक्त है आसुरी प्रवृत्ति को भी स्वीकार करने के लिए. ऐसे तो नहीं है कि कोई कर ही नहीं सकता, कर तो सकता है, लेकिन उसके जो परिणाम हैं वो तो आपको भुगतने पड़ेंगे. You have to face the results. So what are those results? So the results are in two ways. Of course, that if there is a divine personality, you rise, आपका उन्नयन होगा. And if you adopt demonic personality, then there is a doubt. See, Bhagavad Gita is a text which is most essential for personality development. Nowadays there are courses on personality development, but personality development cannot be one-sided. It is intellectual development, it is physical development, it is psychological development, and it is social development as well. A person good in personality cannot be hazardous in society. Okay, so holistic development is necessary, and for this holistic development we have to understand 16th adhyaya, that is Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga. Of course the whole Bhagavad Gita is necessary because all the adhyayas are working on different levels of the personality through Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, etc. And therefore here the two personalities are elaborated in very elaborate manner, we can see, by telling you the results. Then it is your choice. See, Bhagavad Gita is not doing compulsion. आपको यही करना है, आपको उसके परिणाम बता रहा है, तो आपको क्या करना है? You have to do selection, what to choose and what not to choose. क्या स्वीकारना है, क्या नाकारना है, ये आपको निश्चित करना है. Okay, so first, in the very first shlokas, in the beginning shlokas, it starts with Daivi Sampat. Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavastitihi Danam Damascha Yajñascha Swadhyayastapa Arjavam. अगर हम ये गुणों पे चिंतन करें तो भी बहुत काल व्यतीत हो सकता है. इतने ये गुण भी चिंतनीय हैं. What is Abhayam? Abhayam is fearlessness. The first quality is Abhayam, which is very important because we are going through many types of fears. ऐसा कोई नहीं कह सकता कि मैं पूरी तरह से भयमुक्त हूँ, ऐसे नहीं कह सकते हम. We have some or the other fear. Oh, what I will do tomorrow, whether I will get something or not. क्या मुझे परीक्षा में अच्छे मार्क्स मिलेंगे, whether I will pass, whether I will excel, whether I will be first, whether I will get job, whether I will excel in career. Many types of fears are there. Many types of fears. So Abhayam is such a quality to get freed from the fears. All types of fears. So it is a freedom of fear, Abhayam. Sattva Samshuddhihi. Antakaranasya Shuddhi, purification of the heart. Why it is needed? Because our heart, our inner self get blemished due to different things. Because we have different kinds of desires. In order to fulfill that, we get into those blemishes. We commit different type of faults, different type of wrong deeds, and as a result, we incur those wrong deeds, and as a result there are blemishes. अंतःकरण जो है वो शुद्ध नहीं रह पाता. तो अंतःकरण की विशुद्धि, सत्व संशुद्धि इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट गुण. ज्ञान योग व्यवस्थिति यानी to get formed in knowledge. It's what? To get formed means what? It is a state which is free from doubts. Generally, in the process of knowledge, because you all are students, in the process of knowledge, you listen to something. First there is Shravana, listening, okay, or reading, suppose. Then you have doubts. But then you should cross that particular stage towards the firm knowledge, established knowledge. But it doesn't happen because we remain in that initial stage. What is that Shravana? Listening happens. Okay, you listen to the lectures, go to the home, nothing happens. Again there are lectures, and exam comes. Okay, but what is advised in Upanishad is Atmavare drashtavyo, shrotavyo, mantavyo, nididhyasitavyo. श्रवण, मनन और निदिध्यासन. तो श्रवण यानी खाली सुनना नहीं है, न्याय युक्तार्थ तत्व ग्रहण. We have to listen, अप्लाइंग द टूल्स ऑफ लॉजिक. ऐसे ही नहीं सुनना है. We have to apply the logic and listen. So understand carefully. Then there is manana, means thinking upon that, whether it is true or not. Okay. Then focusing on that particular knowledge in clear manner. And then comes nididhyasana, means meditating on that thought, meditation on that thought. Then the process is complete. Then you firmly get established in that particular knowledge. Then there is no doubt. So that is a situation or stage which is totally free from the doubt. That is Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti. Now here of course Krishna is giving very highest type of knowledge. So definitely Bhagavad Gita can be applied in daily life. Though here this highest type of knowledge is given, it is not that this knowledge is not applicable in daily practices. So here we stated what is that jnana. You get established in your own self, because we are always hankering after material pleasures, material objects. ये प्राप्त करना है, वो प्राप्त करना है. तो वो जो मति है या बुद्धि है, उसकी जो निश्चिति है वह पारमार्थिक तत्व पे करना, यह ज्ञान योग व्यवस्थित है. और पहले भी व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि का उपदेश कर ही चुके हैं. और इस व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि, निश्चय बुद्धि, फॉर्म इंटेलेक्ट. सपोज you know selected a particular option in your life, so selected a choice in particular life, and again you get deviated after every month, every week or every year, then that is not a good idea. You have to be firm on that particular. So what you have to think is before, not afterwards. Because earlier you have that process, Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasana. But once you have chosen that path, you have to be firm on that path and then proceed. Then there is dana, charity, to give. We all know that quality of dana. And all may claim that, oh, I do, dana, donation. But dana is very, different quality, which is prescribed in our scriptures. Generally, people give away the things which we don't want. हमें अच्छा नहीं लगता है तो दे देंगे किसी को, इसे दान नहीं कहते हैं. Okay, you have, minimized your own belongings. That is really good. But it may not be called as dana. Because in dana, the thing which is good, which is dear to you, is given to someone else. And then you don't keep possession on that particular thing. For example, you give gifts to someone, and then you inquire what happened to that gift, whether it is thrown, whether it is not used, and then you feel bad. Then that is not dana. Because when you give away, you withdraw your possession from that particular thing. That is nirmamatva. Okay, nirmama, idam na mama. When you give away, you say idam na mama. Now it is not mine. So whatever you give to someone, then you withdraw your possession. If you still keep possession, then you have not given in real sense. You have given just namesake. So that is not called as dana. Damaha, subduing external senses. इंद्रियों का दमन. हमारी इंद्रियां हमेशा विचलित होते रहते हैं. अभी आप सभी विद्यार्थी हैं, इसीलिए उदाहरण लेना चाहूँगी. जब आप अभ्यास स्वाध्याय करना चाहते हैं, there are many distractions. Now a very important distraction is of mobile, okay, social media. So keeping away from that will be dhamma in your sense. Lekin in our entire life we may have such many distractions, okay, which keep us distracting from our goal, desired goal. So keeping those senses under control is dhamma. Then is yajna. Yajna is again different concept. We know that in Vedic literature, yajna is elaborated. Offerings are given, and the devatas are praised, and something is obtained as a result of that. But yajna doesn't have that limited sense, because in Bhagavad Gita, the concept of yajna is elaborated. Yajna shishta ashinas santo. So what we have to do is, we have to understand the concept behind this yajna. What is that concept? We have to give away something before enjoying. Okay. It is not that we have to, take sannyas and go away. No. Bhagavad Gita teaches us to be in this very world, to be in this very life, to live your life with renunciation. So whenever you are enjoying, you at least give a share. You at least, give something to else and then enjoy it. That is the concept of yajna, which is established, by Bhagavad Gita. That one who, eats alone is called as a thief by Bhagavad Gita. Stena eva sa. Is called as a thief. So while eating, you give, certain share to others. So it is not only related to eating, enjoying everything in the life. You give the share, to appropriate people. Patra, worthy people, not to, the person who is not needing. Even the concept of dana has that. Patra dana is very important. Giving to worthy people, those who need it. Okay. Swadhyaya. Daily, studies. Now all you are doing studies as your student. But this studentship should not end at any time. We have to continue with studies always. Any kind of studies you can pursue. Even though you are doing different jobs, careers, leading the householder's life, you have to dedicate certain amount of time in your life for the swadhyaya. Any kind of studies you can do, but you have to do. Without swadhyaya, there cannot be any life. Okay. Tapa, penance. Now we just, when the word tapas comes, we have that, someone is sitting, or in the, under the sun or the rain, etc. Yes, that is a symbolic, expression. Tapas means what? Literally the meaning of tapas, tapa means to burn. So what we have to burn? We have to burn impurities. Okay. See, because in the next adhyaya, in 17th adhyaya, what is described is, 3 gunas are described. 3 gunas, sattvika, rajasika and tamasika. And we have to, be sattvika in our life. So in order to become sattvika, we have to burn impurities. How this ashuddhi will get burnt? हम जो अशुद्धियाँ हैं उनको कैसे मिटा सकते हैं? By performing penance. Now what kind of penance? Not only bodily penance is called as tapas. शारीरिक तप यही तप नहीं होता है. शारीरिक तो तप करते होंगे बहुत सारे लोग, जैसे कि उपवास होगा या फिर कोई व्रत होगा. But we have to perform manasika and vachika tapas also. We have to observe what we speak. Okay, that is also tapas. Vachika tapas. Penance of speech. Then we have manasika tapas. What we think in our mind. Many times we don't perform anything, bad physically. One may not kill physically to someone, but one may do that in the mind. So your mind has that impurity, because those impressions are stored in your mind. That all hatred about that person is stored in your own mind. That person will not get affected by that, but you yourself will get affected by that. So this is very important, that you perform tapas on 3 levels. Arjavam, simplicity. Now what kind of simplicity it is? Being free from deceit. Deceiving someone, छल कपट ये जो होते हैं उनसे मुक्त रहना. Otherwise every act is to deceive someone. Some people just enjoy that. So that cannot be दैवी संपत. That will be आसुरी संपत. Okay, छल कपट इसका सहारा लेके जिसकी वृत्ति होती है ना, उसे दैवी संपत नहीं कह सकते. Ahimsa, very important, non-violence. Again, understood in limited sense. Why? Because one may feel that I am not killing anyone. But ahimsa doesn't have that meaning, limited meaning. Ahimsa means not harming anyone by body, speech and mind. Again, ahimsa should be practiced on 3 levels, because we are hurting many a times another person by our speech. शरीर से तो हम कुछ नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन वाणी का उच्चारण ऐसे होता है जो दूसरे का मन विद्ध कर देगा. We are hurting someone. That is also himsa. Okay. In mind also we may perform himsa, violence. So that also should be avoided. Satyam, truthfulness. You may have listened to many discourses on satya, following truth. But what is truth? Truth is not just speaking truth, but behaving as per your speech. Okay. वर्तन और वाणी, इसमें एक वाक्यता होना. You have uniformity in speech and behavior. जैसा हम बोलते हैं वैसे करते नहीं है. बहुत सारे लोग बोलते तो है, मैं ये करूँगी वो करूँगी, लेकिन अगर कृति की बात आए तो ऐसा वर्तन दिखाई नहीं देता है. So there should be uniformity. That is called as satya. And again, when you are speaking the truth, you are not supposed to harm other person. Otherwise you will say, no, truth is always bitter, truth is always harsh, so other people will definitely get hurt. No, it is not like that. Priyam hitakaram cha satyam. It should be dear to others, but it should be beneficial to others. Because it is beneficial, you should not speak in very harsh manner, rude manner. It should be pleasing. It should be taken in positive way. Just as you guide your friend. Okay. आपके जो मित्र होंगे उनको आप बहुत बार समझाते हैं कि ये गलत है, ये मत करना, लेकिन समझाते हुए हमारी जो भाषा है, हमारी जो वाणी है, वो कैसे होती है, उसका हित है ये हमें पता होता है. इसीलिए हमें जो उनको कहना है उसकी भी भाषा जो है वो प्रिय होती है, वो वाणी जो है. उसी तरह हमें सत्य बोलना है. अक्रोधः, फ्रीडम फ्रॉम एंगर, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज now and then we get angry. These days people get angry and people boast also of that. No, I get angry because of this. People feel very proud in declaring that, oh, these things, don't do these things, I will be angry. Nothing to feel proud in that. उसमें ये सद्गुण है ही नहीं. दूसरा कुछ भी वर्तन करेंगे, लेकिन हमें संतप्त क्यों होना चाहिए? हमारा जो वर्तन है वो क्रोध से परिपूर्ण नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि क्रोध क्या करता है, आपके अनर्थ के लिए ही कारणीभूत होता है. इट विल लीड टू योर डिस्ट्रक्शन. In earlier adhyaya it is said, क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः, सम्मोहात् स्मृति विभ्रमः, स्मृति भ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः, बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. क्या होता है क्रोध आने के बाद? हम भूल जाते हैं हम किससे बात कर रहे हैं. Sometimes you are talking to your teacher, sometimes you are talking to your mother, father, your sister or your friend. But once that anger is there, you lose your viveka, विचार शक्ति खो देते हैं. सम्मोह, सम्मोह होने के बाद स्मृति भ्रंश, you just forget what they have done to us, whether they are dear to us, that you forget totally. बुद्धिनाश, बुद्धिनाश हो जाता है, यानी विचार करने की शक्ति हम खो देते हैं. You lose the potential to think. क्या करना चाहिए इस वक्त, थोड़ा शांति से विचार करना चाहिए, लेकिन ये खो देते हैं. एंड बुद्धिनाश, once it is there, प्रणश्यति, आपका अधःपतन निश्चित है. Then it is downward. Then you realize after 1 day, 2 day or maybe after an hour कि नहीं, ये क्रोध करना अच्छा नहीं था. Then you repent, क्यों ऐसे बोला. Then you say sorry. But again, once the words are gone, you can't take them back. तो वो अनर्थ परंपरा को निमंत्रित करता है ये क्रोध हमेशा. इसलिए दैवी संपत्ति में बोला है अक्रोध. Then there is त्याग, renunciation. जैसे मैंने पहले बोला है आपको, you have to abandon something, you have to give away something. That is very necessary. Without that you can't enjoy anything. Then only shanti comes. त्यागात् शांति निरंतरम. When you give something, then only there is a peace. If you just keep obtaining, then there is no peace. Apaishunam, avoiding fault finding. See, some people have the habit to find the faults. कुछ भी उनको अच्छा दिखाए, they will just find faults. गुणग्राहकता नहीं होती है, but just they will point out the faults. कितना भी आप अच्छा करें. So this छिद्रान्वेषी वृत्ति, छिद्र ढूंढने की जो वृत्ति है वो नहीं होनी चाहिए. We should have the attitude which is called as गुणग्राहकता. See, whosoever may come in our life, we should imbibe the good qualities and not the bad things. We should keep away those bad things. Daya, bhuteshu, compassion, the feeling of compassion about all beings, not about certain group. Sometimes people have compassion about animals. Sometimes people have compassion about human beings. But sometimes it also happens that they have compassion about animals, but they will not have that compassion to human beings. So that is not acceptable. It is the attitude of equanimity basically. It is a basic attitude. Then you have compassion about sorrow of others. Okay? That is daya. Aloluptvam, not being greedy. Aloluptvam means not being greedy. See, what happens whenever we get something, we are happy. Okay, I got the first rank. Okay, next year also I want first rank. So I will do anything. That is greediness. But it is not that you should not aspire for getting first rank. Yes, but what will be the basic motive to study well? मुझे ये समझना है अच्छी तरह से. फिर रैंक तो कौन सा भी मिले, that is fine. That should be the attitude. But the greediness, I want to attain this, I want to attain money, I want to attain house, any material objects, and the list is long. Mardavam, gentleness, while behavior with others, how you talk with others. Some people, while talking with others, they are very rude, arrogant. जैसे मैं कुछ हूँ. It should not be like that. You should be gentle with anyone. Then Rihi. Rihi means lajja. Now what is lajja? लज्जित होना चाहिए क्या? नहीं, लेकिन अगर गलत कृत्य करते हैं तो लज्जित होना चाहिए. गलत कृत्य करने की लज्जा होनी चाहिए, इसीलिए लज्जा बोला गया. अचपलत्व, फ्रीडम फ्रॉम बीइंग whimsical मीन्स चंचलत्व. जैसे अभी बहुत लोग ये व्याख्यान तो सुन रहे हैं, लेकिन ध्यान इधर उधर यहाँ वहाँ भटक रहा है. कुछ लोग मोबाइल देख रहे हैं पीछे, या फिर दोस्तों से बातें कर रहे हैं. मतलब क्या हो रहा है, मन यहाँ पे स्थिर करने में बहुत सारी कठिनाइयाँ आ रही. दे आर फेसिंग डिफिकल्टीज फोकसिंग माइंड ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक भगवद गीता. दे कांट फोकस बिकॉज द रीजन्स मे बी मेनी. First, they have not understood the importance, why Bhagavad Gita is necessary, why we want to learn. It is not a part of our curriculum, whether we will have exam, whether we will have any benefit. So first, we have to understand that. Then only our mind will get focused on something. So, when there is chapalatvam or chanchalatva, that is not a good quality of the mind. We need to focus, because that same continues in other places. Even if you are at home, you can't focus a mind even for an hour. 1 घंटा भी लेक्चर में नहीं सुन सकते हैं. ये क्यों होता है? क्योंकि मन को वो चंचलता जो है उसकी आदत बन गई है. उसको स्थिर कैसे रहना है सिखाया ही नहीं. Therefore we are supposed to do meditation etc. At least for 5 minutes you focus on something. You focus on omkara, some sound, whatever. Because your mind gets focused, so we can imbibe this mind. Then there is stages, that is a lustre. मतलब क्या? It is actually maturity of the mind. Not having the behavior which is childish. Childish in the sense what? Child is adnya. It is ignorant. It doesn't know the worth of anything. But we have to understand that. It is not कि we take something, enjoy it for a moment and just throw away. No, it should not be our attitude. Kshama, forgiveness. Many a times people behave something wrong in our case, and we keep that in our mind. We keep a grudge. तो इसने मेरे साथ ऐसा किया है, I will see to it. What is happening because of this? You are harming your own mind. Now and then you are thinking about that person. Oh, I will show you. That is harming, our own self, not harming others. Other will get harm later, that is another thing, another issue. But how much you are harming your own self? मन में उसका ही चिंतन करेंगे कि कैसे उसको हानि पहुंचानी है, तो ये योग्य नहीं है. खुद के लिए, खुद के आत्म तत्व के लिए ही अयोग्य है. इसीलिए क्षमा हो. धृति, डिटर्मिनेशन, डिटरमाइंड. इफ यू हैव टेकन सम टास्क, संकल्प किया है तो उसे पूरा करने के लिए धृति चाहिए, निश्चय चाहिए. स्टेडफास्टनेस. शौचम, cleanliness. We all focus on external cleanliness, bodily cleanliness. But what we have to focus is internal cleanliness also. अंतर्गत स्वच्छता, मन की स्वच्छता, वाणी की स्वच्छता. हम अच्छा बोल ही नहीं पाते हैं, उसकी तरफ हमें ध्यान देना है. मन में कितना कचरा पड़ा हुआ है वो भी साफ करना पड़ेगा. We have to literally introspect at least for some time. We have to give time for self. We are always engaged in TV, mobile, and people, talking with people, etc. But when we are talking to our own self, that time we have to dedicate. Then there is adroha. द्रोह यानी अगेन तिरस्कार करना. अद्रोह यानी तिरस्कार न करना, गिविंग अप हेट्रेड. न अतिमानिता, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. न अतिमानिता मीन्स कुछ लोग ऐसे होते हैं खुद ही की प्रशंसा में मस्त होते हैं. आत्मश्लाघ्य. दे विल कंसिडर, मैं ऐसा हूँ, मैं वैसा हूँ, ऐसी प्रशंसा खुद ही करेंगे. अहो रूपम अहो ध्वनि. ऐसे बोला जाता है कि गर्दभ जो है, देयर वर डोंकीज, they were singing the songs, and who praised them? Donkeys themselves. It is like that. So ये किसी काम का नहीं है. This is of no use. Self praise is not of any worth. So being free from that means again the attitude of modesty is very important. So this is called as Daivi Sampat. Okay, 26 qualities are there in Daivi Sampat. Okay, and this is called as Daivi Sampat, means divine wealth. Then we come to Asuri Sampat. 6 traits are here highlighted: Dambha, Darpa, Abhimana, Krodha and Parushya. Dambha means what? Hypocrisy. It is defined as Dharmatvajitvam. मीन्स मतलब क्या? धर्म का पालन करने वाले ये लोग नहीं होते हैं, लेकिन ऐसे दिखाते हैं कि हम धर्म का पालन करते हैं. ऐसे दिखाते हैं कि हम अच्छा वर्तन कर रहे हैं, लेकिन अंदर से तो कुछ और ही चल रहा है. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज दम्भ. देयरफॉर दे आर कॉल्ड एज हिपोक्राइट. अभी इसमें तो बहुत सारे लोग आएंगे. हम भी कभी ना कभी दम्भ करते ही हैं. जरा सोचना, आत्म परीक्षण करके, कि बहुत बार हम खाली दिखाते हैं, लेकिन असल में क्या वर्तन होना चाहिए ये कभी ध्यान में नहीं देंगे. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज दम्भ. सो देयर आर मेनी पीपल दे जस्ट शो दैट दे आर फॉलोइंग रिलीजन. Many spiritual, they show that they are spiritual person. They will wear the saffron color and all the signs that they are religious, but inside they are not following all those principles. That is called as dambha, and that can cause social threat also. Not only on individual level it is threat, but even on social level. Then there is darpa. Darpa yani kya? It is extreme arrogance. What kind of arrogance it may be? Vidya dhana svajanadi nimitta usse kaha. One get intoxicated by possessions. मेरे पास ये है, वो है, इससे मत्त हो जाता है व्यक्ति. I have wealth. मेरे पास गाड़ी है, मेरे पास बंगला है. जो कुछ भी है ना, उससे आने वाली जो एक मत्तता है, उसे कहा गया है दर्प. Whatever it may be, you have got success, then also one may get darpa. Therefore, success is many a times dangerous because one doesn't know how to handle this success. One may get wealth, but that is also dangerous because one may not know how to handle it. One may get darpa, extreme kind of arrogance, and in that one may lose, the viveka, the discriminative power. Then there is krodha, anger, that we have already seen how it is, vinashakaraka, how it leads to anartha. Then there is parushya, parupya vachanam, speaking harsh. And lastly, very important, ajnana. Those who are having this demonic wealth mainly have this one characteristic, that they are ignorant because they don't want to know anything basically. कोई अगर उन्हें अच्छा बताने भी जाए तो वो बोलेंगे नहीं मुझे सब पता है. Oh, don't tell me, I know everything. That is their attitude. Means what? They are blissful in ignorance. Okay, and this ajnana is like, the ocean of many bad qualities. They develop many bad qualities. Okay, so this ajnana is at the basis of asuri sampat. So dambha, darpa, abhimana, the false pride, krodha, anger, parushya, harshness, and ajnana, ignorance. These are all, called as asuri sampat. This is demonic wealth. Now, why it is called as sampat, wealth? Because sampat means what? Riches, which is in plenitude. Now, this asuri sampat is also in plenitude. Once it is there, all bad qualities will come together. Once ignorance is there, all bad qualities will starting, to make their way. Therefore, it is called as sampat. Now, what happens is, Daivi sampat and Asuri sampat is told. Now, what are their result? Because, Bhagavad Gita is moksha shastra. So, it is telling you, Daivi sampat leads to moksha. Daivi sampat vimokshaya. Vibandhaya asuri mataya. Asuri sampat leads to bondage. बंधन. अभी बंधन मतलब ये कैसा बंधन? तत्व ज्ञान में जो बंधन बताया गया है वो संसार बंधन है. मीन्स व्हाट? गेटिंग स्टक इन द बॉन्डेज ऑफ बर्थ एंड डेथ. पुनरपि जननम पुनरपि मरणम. Again and again taking birth and death. This is called as bondage. Okay. So these demonic qualities, asuri sampat, leads to bondage. And divine qualities leads to liberation. Now you will say that how we can apply in our own life but this daily life. Yes, definitely it is applicable. This asuri sampat will make you stuck in certain situations. You can't get out. But whereas if you adopt divine qualities, you will get free from calamities also. So it is Jnaneshwar has written very nice commentary on Bhagavad Gita. So he describes what is this Daivi Sampat leads to. Suprabhata mokshachi means what? It is like the dawn of the liberation. Okay. Just as when sun rises, what happens? All the darkness go away. So when there is Daivi Sampat, the darkness of ignorance goes away. अज्ञान का अंधकार जो है वो निकल जाता है. And when there is a asuri sampat, what happens? Loha shrunkhala. It is like a chain, iron chain. It is like a chain which will bind you, which will keep you in bondage. You are tied by those vices. You are tied by those faults. You are tied by that asuri sampat that you can't get freed at all. You will stuck in your own faults. It is like that. So there are distinct results of both. So Shri Krishna has described that there are two types of creation, he says. Daivi creation, Daivi Sarga and Asuri Sarga, which was hinted in 9th Adhyaya. You have already done 9th Adhyaya. So it was described there and now it is elaborated here. So what was said there? How are Asuri people, what is their behavior and what is their life? Moghasha mogha karmano, mogha jnana vichetasaha. Their actions are in vain, their desires are in vain, their knowledge is also, they will gather knowledge definitely, but that will not lead to, good aim, definite aim, because that is for not, for the welfare or for the good. Rakshasim Asuri Chaiva. So this Asuri Pravruti is called as Rakshasi Pravruti. Prakruti Mohinim Shritaha. They are stuck actually in this Prakruti. Means, Sukha Dukha Moha, which is, the Prakruti, the nature of this world. They are stuck in that. Because this samsara is described, as an ocean, like Bhavasagar ऐसे कहा गया है. इस भवसागर में वो क्या होते हैं, डूबते जाते हैं, they get plunged. But if you don't have knowledge, you can't cross that bhavasagar. But if you have that knowledge, right knowledge, then you can cross that ocean, samsara. And divine people are like what? Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakruti mashrita. They are resorting to the divine qualities. Bhajanti ananna manaso nyatma. And they worship me with, ananya manasaha, means the mind which is not deviating, pointed mind, which is very important. Ananya manas, the quality of ananya manas. See why the whole Daivi Sampatti is described, to gain the quality of ananya manas, ananya chitta. हमारा जो चित्त है वो चंचल है, ये सब हम जानते ही हैं, और उस चित्त के अनेक विषय हैं. अगर हम ऐसी एक लिस्ट बनाएं कि हमारे चित्त में क्या क्या विषय चल रहे हैं, तो लिस्ट विल बी अनएंडिंग. अभी आपके चित्त कहाँ होंगे अगर आप उसकी लिस्ट बनाएं, तो भी कोई घर के बारे में सोच रहे, कोई खाने के बारे में सोच रहे, कोई लेक्चर के बारे में सोच रहे, कोई पढ़ाई के बारे में सोच रहे. Many thoughts are coming in the mind. चित्त is what? It is vikshipta. It is tossed. It is scattered on many things. It is literally scattered. So when it will be focused? When it is literally focusing on one object, single pointed. Okay. And the entire yoga philosophy guides, towards that chitta, which is ekagra, fixed, single pointed, and niruddha means obstructed. Obstructed means obstructed from fluctuations. Many fluctuations are happening in the mind. एक एक क्षण में हम अलग अलग विचारों का चिंतन करते हैं, हमारा मन स्थिर ही नहीं हो पाता. अगर अभी बोला जाए कि 2 मिनट हम ध्यान करेंगे, तो वो ध्यान करते वक्त भी हम अलग अलग भिन्न विषयों का चिंतन करेंगे. तो ये चित्त किसी काम का नहीं है, उससे कुछ भी नहीं हो पाएगा. आपकी जो पढ़ाई है वो भी नहीं कर पाएंगे ठीक से. आपकी पढ़ाई अगर आपको ढंग से करनी है, तो भी आपको जो चित्त है वो एकाग्र चाहिए. 1 घंटा भी आप एकाग्र चित्त से नहीं पढ़ सकते. इसीलिए हमें अनन्यता चाहिए, न अन्यत. When I am focusing on something, I should not get deviated at all. That is the concept of meditation. ऐसे चित्त वाले होते हैं दैवी संपत्ति वाले, और वो श्री कृष्ण ने क्या कहा है, वो मुझे ही प्राप्त करते हैं. Why? Because they can focus on that supreme reality, God. अभी तो हम फोकस ही नहीं कर पाते. मंदिर में भी जाते हैं तो भी हमारा ध्यान इधर उधर है. भगवान की पूजा करते हैं तो भी कुछ और सोचते हैं. कुछ प्रार्थना या फिर स्तोत्र पठन करते हैं तो भी मन में कुछ और चिंतन चल रहा है. नाम स्मरण कर रहे हैं किसी भगवान का, तो भी चित्त भटक रहा है. सो इट शुड नॉट बी द एटीट्यूड. अनन्य मनसो मीन्स व्हाट? Focusing on that particular object. So attaining that one pointedness of the mind. So this is the result of Daivi, Sampatti. Now what happens? Now, it is elaborated about Asuri Pravrutti, 16th Adhyaya. Because about Daivi Pravrutti, much is told in previous Adhyayas. It will be told in later Adhyayas also. What happens if you adopt Asuri Pravrutti? It is very necessary to tell. Why? Because, people may feel, oh, what if I adopt Asuri qualities? What is bad in that? So, Lord Krishna is making you aware about the results. Because once you know the results, then you yourself are good enough to decide. आप खुद ही निश्चय कर सकते हैं कि चुनना क्या है. So in Asuri people there is no viveka. Viveka means, already I told you, discriminating quality. Now very nice allegory is there in Kathopanishad for this. Ratha Rupak, allegory of chariot. Atmanam prathinam viddhi shariram rathamevatu बुद्धिम तु सारथिम विद्धि मनः प्रग्रहमेव च. आत्मा जो है यानी हमारा आत्म तत्व, अवर सोल इज कॉल्ड एज रथी, यानी द मास्टर ऑफ द चैरियट. शरीरम प्रथमेवतु, बॉडी इज द चैरियट. बुद्धिम तु सारथिम विद्धि, इंटेलेक्ट इज द सारथी, वन हु ड्राइव्स द चैरियट. एंड मनः प्रग्रहमेव च, प्रग्रह यानी वो लगाम जो है वो मन है. और इंद्रिय क्या है? इंद्रियाणि हयानाहु, हमारी जो इंद्रिय है वो घोड़े हैं वो रथ के. विषयास्तेषु गोचरा, और अलग अलग जो विषय है यानी मटेरियल ऑब्जेक्ट्स, ऑल मटेरियल ऑब्जेक्ट्स आर नथिंग बट वेरियस रोड्स. सो व्हाट हैपेंस, सी व्हेन देयर इज अ चैरियट, ओके, and man is considered as a reins, that is lagam. There are horses. Now if there is ishtasthala, desired destination is not given, what will happen? Those horses will go anywhere. Correct? Horses will take you anywhere. So who should control that? Manas, because man to लगाम है. लेकिन ये कार्य किसका है? बुद्धि का है, क्योंकि बुद्धि को सारथी कहा गया है. इंटेलेक्ट, योर इंटेलेक्ट हैज टू डिसाइड वेयर टू गो, देन यू फिक्स द डेस्टिनेशन. जैसे आज आपको कॉलेज आना था तो आपने निश्चय किया ना कि ये मेरा इष्ट स्थल है. अगर आप निश्चित ही नहीं करते तो हाँ, बीच में मॉल दिख गया, मॉल में रुकिए, बीच में रेस्टोरेंट दिख गया, रेस्टोरेंट में रुकिए, गार्डन दिख गया, गार्डन में आस्वाद लीजिए, ऐसे आप भटकते ही रहेंगे. So similarly here it is told that when buddhi is not viveki, buddhi doesn't know how to discriminate, then mind will not be under control. And when mind is not under control, indriyas will take you anywhere you want, and you will not reach desired destination. So whatever is your aim in your life, you have to make that firm in your buddhi, intellect. Accordingly mind and sense organs will be under control, otherwise not. So this viveka is lacking in whom? Demonic people. Okay, why? Because there is swairachara. It is described in Jnaneshwari. शेळीचे चरणे, वाऱ्याचे धावणे, आगीचे जाळणे, स्वैर जैसे. Just as goat, if goat is grazing, it will go anywhere. If there is a fire, it will blaze like anything. It doesn't have a definite shape. वाऱ्याचे धावणे, how wind flows anyhow. Similarly, there is swairachara in the demonic people. So one is not willing to go to the desired destination. Oh, we'll go anywhere. Now this attitude is really prevalent these days, in the modern days. Oh, what is needed to decide? We will go with the flow. This is the modern saying. We will go with the flow. Going with the flow means what? You do not have any aim in your life. No, you will go anyhow. And what will happen next? You will keep flowing in that. You will not reach anywhere ultimately. That is the result of Asuri Sampat. Okay? Shall we take a break? Thank you, sir, for elaborating the point. And this Ratha Rupaka is really worth thinking about. जितना भी हम रथ रूपक के बारे में सोचेंगे, हम हर परिस्थितियों, हर सिचुएशन में इसको अप्लाई कर पाएंगे. Because what happens is mind always follow our senses. जैसे हम बोलते हैं कि मुझे ये पसंद है, मुझे ये पसंद नहीं है, ये सभी जो choices है, all these choices are done actually by mind, because indriyas like them or hate them. पिज्ज़ा पसंद है, पानी पूरी पसंद है, ये किसकी पसंद है? इंद्रियों की, बिकॉज दे आर लाइक बाय टंग. बट देन माइंड गेट्स इम्प्रेशन, I like this, and then you prepare your impression. Actually I means who? The soul, self. लेकिन आपने क्या कर दिया? जो इंद्रियों को पसंद है वो अपनी पसंद बना दी, और फिर क्या हो गया? जैसे वो घोड़े जहाँ चाहे दौड़ लगाए, फिर वो रथ भी उनके पीछे पीछे चला जाएगा. जैसे आप भी, you are literally dragged by those senses. Wherever they want, they are pulling you. Oh, see this, see the TV, see the mobile, eat this, eat the pizza, whatever, we are running behind them. But when the buddhi is vigilant I am saying, जागृत होना बहुत जरूरी. बुद्धि सोई हुई नहीं, जागृत होना, विवेक जागृत होना चाहिए. अगर वो हो तो क्या होता है? मन नियंत्रित है. एक बार मन नियंत्रण में आ गया तो इंद्रिय भी काबू में आ जाए. Otherwise, इंद्रियज आर गोइंग टू पुल यू एट एवरी पॉइंट, और हम थक जाते हैं फिर उनके पीछे दौड़ दौड़ के. यू गेट टायर्ड बाय सीइंग योर फोन, यू गेट टायर्ड बाय सीइंग द टीवी, यू गेट टायर्ड बाय ईटिंग फूड. Why this happens? Because your energy get exhausted to these sense organs. We have tremendous power with our own self. But what happens? We are wasting that. परांची खानी व्यक्तृणत स्वयंभू, कठोपनिषद में ही कहा गया है कि इंद्रियां तो बनाई स्वयंभू ने, मतलब ईश्वर ने. वो कैसे बनाई है इंद्रियां? They are actually holes, outward. They are outward इंद्रियां. तो हम खाली क्या देख पाते हैं? बाह्य तत्व को देख पाते हैं इंद्रियों से. हम ये जगत देख पाते जो बाह्य है. But when someone, a wise person, turn those indriyas inwards, what happens? हम क्या देख पाएंगे? उस अंदर के आत्म तत्व को देख पाएंगे. We can see our own self, inner self, and that one needs to do. Then we can reach the gantavya sthala, and therefore we can see Krishna is the sarathi of the chariot of the Arjun. अर्जुन जो है वो विवेक हो चुका है, उसे पता नहीं चल रहा है मैं युद्ध करूं या ना करूं. What I am supposed to do, he is saying. He is asking it to Krishna. And Krishna is guiding, because Krishna is their सारथी. और यहाँ पे जो कहा है बुद्धिम तु सारथिम विद्धि, that role is played by Krishna, and therefore ultimately Arjuna wins the war. Okay, तो ये जो कुरुक्षेत्र है, see Kurukshetra is there, the battle happened definitely, but this battle is happening every day inside us. There are virtues and vices. कौरव और पांडव थे, लेकिन वो कौरव और पांडव हमारे में भी तो है. The Pandavas are virtues, those noble qualities. They are described like that, na? And Kauravas are like vices, the faults. So इनका जो संघर्ष है वो हमेशा ही तो होता है, लेकिन जीतना किसको है? Virtues, दैवी संपत्ति. Okay, and for that, this buddhi, we have to develop that intellect. We have to. Why we need to understand this connection? Otherwise, we will fall prey to those sense organs. हम ऐसे ही समझते रहेंगे, अरे मुझे ये अच्छा लगता है, मुझे ये पसंद नहीं है, और वैसे ही हमारे रिएक्शंस होंगे. मुझे ये पसंद ही नहीं है तो क्रोध आने लगेगा, ये मिल गया तो. मुझे ये क्यों नहीं मिला, इससे भी क्रोध आने लगेगा. लेकिन जब ये समझेंगे ये सब इच्छाएं जो है, these wants, desires, likes, dislikes are belonging to senses and not to me, I am different from them. So then only that is knowledge. And that we need to understand through this Ratha Rupa, that is allegory of chariot. Okay. So what these demonic people do, it is very nicely said, asatyam apratishtamte jagadahu anishwaram. They deny everything. They deny what? They deny Ishvara. कहाँ है ईश्वर? देख तो नहीं सकते हैं. हमारे भारतीय तत्वज्ञान की जो परंपरा है उसमें नव दर्शन माने गए हैं. 9 systems of philosophy. 1 दर्शन है चारवाक, लोकायति का उसे कहा गया. चारवाक यानी क्या? चारू वाक, स्पीच इज स्वीट, हैविंग स्वीट टंग, अच्छा बोलने वाले। ये अच्छा बोलेंगे तो नेचुरली यू गेट अट्रैक्टेड, इजंट इट? तो अच्छा बोलते हैं, वैसे ही दोस्त आपको पसंद होते हैं ना, जो अच्छा बोले। नहीं बोले तो आप दोस्ती भी तोड़ देते हो, उससे दूर रहने लगते हो। तो वो अच्छा बोलते थे चारवाक। ठीक है, तुम्हें चाहिए ना वो मैं बोलता हूँ, मतलब क्या? ईश्वर नहीं मानना है, मत मानो। दिखता है क्या ईश्वर? नहीं दिखता है, क्यों मानना है? ऐसी कोई शक्ति है जो हमें दिखती नहीं है? नहीं है। हमें क्या दिख रहा है? शरीर, उसके भोग, वही जीवन का कर्तव्य है। सुखमेव पुरुषार्थः, यावत् जीवं सुखम जीवेत, ऋणम कृत्वा घृतम पिबेत, बाय बोरो और स्टिल। बट व्हाट यू डू? अभी तभी की जो ये थी व्यवस्था, उसके अनुसार उन्होंने बताया घृतम पिबेत is enjoying the ghee. Now here you will say whatever, whatever you want, any luxury of life I have to attain by whatever means. So they deny the supreme because they believed only in pratyaksha praman. pratyaksha praman यानी क्या? जो हम देख सकते हैं या इंद्रियों से जान सकते हैं, उसी को सत्य समझना है, बाकी सब झूठ है। लेकिन ऐसे नहीं होता है। कभी कभी आप प्रत्यक्ष देखते हैं और उसका अर्थ जो है वो अलग ही होता है। कोई किसी को बुरा बोलते हुए देखते हैं और आप ये समझ के चलते हैं कि नहीं ये बहुत ही बुरा है, लेकिन बाद में आपको पता चलता है ये बुरा बोल रहा था, उसका कुछ मकसद था। इस प्रत्यक्ष प्रमाण हमेशा सच नहीं हो सकता है, अनुमान को भी मानना चाहिए। लेकिन ये चारवाक जो है वो क्या करते हैं? प्रत्यक्ष को ही मानते, प्रत्यक्षमेव प्रमाण। और इससे होता क्या है? ईश्वर को भी मानते नहीं। तो व्हाट दे बिलीव कि मन्यताम हेतुकम, ओनली द डिजायर इज ट्रू, ओनली द डिजायर इज ट्रू। हाउ द क्रिएशन टेक्स प्लेस, देयर आर डिफरेंट थियरीज अबाउट क्रिएशन, विच इज कॉल्ड एज कॉस्मोलॉजी, सृष्टि उत्पत्ति विचार। अभी हम सृष्टि उत्पत्ति भी अगर देखेंगे उसमें अलग अलग मत प्रवाह, कैसे सृष्टि उत्पन्न हुई। कोई बोलेगा एक मतलब पुरुष और प्रकृति से हुई है, परमाणु से हुई है। हाँ, देयर वाज एटम एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट एटम द वर्ल्ड इज फॉर्म्ड। ब्रह्मन क्रिएटेड दिस वर्ल्ड, दिस विष्णु क्रिएटेड, ब्रह्मा क्रिएटेड, मेनी व्यू पॉइंट्स आर देयर। बट अगेन थिंक though atoms create the world, there is a Vaisheshika darshan in Indian philosophy which believes that Paramanu is the basic cause. Paramanu means atom. Parama means minute. Okay, minutest part is responsible for creation. But again the question comes, how these Paramanus come together? Because Paramanus come together and they, make, certain entity, isn't it? How these Paramanus will come together? Is there anyone else? So even Vaisheshikas in the beginning didn't accept that there is God, but afterwards they had to accept, because the question will become unsolved, remain unsolved, that how these Paramanus come together. Atoms जो है, अणु जो है, परमाणु जो है, उसका संयोग कौन करवाएगा? So just we can't deny that. See what happens, Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga is very important from the perspective of ethics and morality. And this whole ethics and morality stands, on the concept of ultimate reality, supreme or God, whatever you call it. अगर ऐसी कोई शक्ति ही नहीं है, अगर ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है, तो आप किससे कुछ भी करो, स्वैराचार ही फैल जाए. So these people don't believe in God, don't believe in any supreme, don't believe in any other world. That is very important. अगर हम मान के चलते हैं, again this thought is very much prevalent in modern days. This is the life, so you need to enjoy it. Yeah, this is true that we should not be pessimistic about our own life. We should definitely enjoy it. But suppose you don't understand the existence after that, then what happens? One is supposed to behave, act anyhow. There is no result, there is no outcome, which is to be, again exhausted. उसका जो रिजल्ट है यानी परिणाम है वो आप कभी भुगतोगे, तो उसका कुछ समर्थन ही नहीं कर सकते हैं. एंड दीज पीपल आर लाइक दैट. व्हाट दे बिलीव, दिस इज द वर्ल्ड, दिस इज ओनली वन लाइफ, सो बेटर यू एंजॉय इट बाय एनी मीन्स. So such are the people having this demonic wealth, and of course they commit evil because of this. What happens? Etam drushtim avashtam nashta atmanah. They destroy the self. Destroy the self means what? They ignore the self. As I told you earlier, they ignore the self. आसुरी प्रवृत्ति के जो लोग हैं उन्हें लगता ऐसे है कि वो खुद के लिए जी रहे हैं, तो वो खुद के लिए नहीं जीते, वो अपनी इंद्रियों के लिए जीते, इंद्रियों से खींचे चले जाते हैं. एंड व्हाट आर दे आर डूइंग? दे आर इग्नोरिंग द सेल्फ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई गिव यू, इफ आई आस्क यू अ क्वेश्चन, हु आर यू, और यू आस्क अ क्वेश्चन टू योर सेल्फ, हु एम आई, कस्त्वम, आपके जवाब अलग अलग हैं. यू विल टेल योर नेम, यू विल टेल दैट यू आर स्टूडेंट, you are a daughter or a son of so and so, I live in Mumbai, some place, etc. etc. I like this, I don't like this, I run fast, I dance well, I sing well. ऐसे अलग अलग जवाब, इतने जवाब हो सकते हैं. अभी ये सभी जवाबों का अगर विश्लेषण किया जाए, if we analyze this answer and then just think, really is this my identity? Really, am I only a body, a mind? Because likes and dislikes are associated with mind. But am I really a mind? Am I really a body? Am I really an intellect? Because we take, proud in declaring this. I'm intellectual. Okay. Or I like this. I don't like this. So I is associated with all this mind, body, intellect. And we have done this identification because we are taking ourself as mind, body and senses. We have identified this. But in sense, what is true? I am not body, not senses, not mind and not intellect also. So who am I? That is pure soul, consciousness. So the demonic people get dragged by all these things, body, mind, senses. They are fulfilling the desires of all these things. Therefore, there is one very nice anecdote. When Shankaracharya went to his guru, Govindapadacharya. Okay. Shankaracharya was of course enlightened person, but he went to Guru to attain the knowledge. Guru asked him, Kastvam, who are you? So he answered Dashashloki. It says, na bhumir na toyam na tejo na vayu na kham nedriyam va na tesham samohah anaikantikatvat sushupteka siddha shivam kevaloham shivam keval. I am not bhumi, no tejah, no vayu, no kham. Means all pancha mahabhutas are denied because pancha mahabhutas are responsible for the formation of the body. I am not body. Who am I? Shivam Kevalam. Shiva means auspicious. So I am not this. After eliminating all these things, body, mind, intellect, what remains? That pure consciousness, that is me. But Asuri Pravrutti people get stuck into these false identifications. Okay. And they have false, pride. And they cause destruction to self as well as to society. What they do? Prabhavanti ugra karmana. They undertake cruel acts. Cruel means harsh actions towards self and towards society also. So many people, who are causing harm to the society are equipped with all this demonic wealth. That is Dambha, Darpa, Abhimana, Krodha and Ajnana. If you analyze that personality. Okay. See, Bhagavad Gita is an important text from psychological perspective also. It is not that it is only philosophical. Nowadays, people do counseling. People go for counseling, isn't it? What happens? Some solution is provided, but again you get problem, again you go for counseling. See, here, actually Krishna is in the role of counselor and Arjuna is counselled, but it is not a temporary, it is permanent. You have to resolve in your mind that you will not again, in your life will get deviated. So Bhagavad Gita works on that. It works on the level of mind. So here what happens, these people, demonic people cause the social threat, which is very harmful. So they are not, because they are just bothered about their own self. They are thinking about the self. They want to attain something. They will not bother about any people's welfare, nothing. It is very nicely, put in Jnaneshwari. Jagat se anishta karavaya pahi nabhi jaisa yehi Dhoomaketu. Just as we see Dhoomaketu, the sky, then it is predicted that something bad may happen. These Asuri people like this, they arrive to destroy the society. It is like that. So they are actually social threat. So demonic people not only cause threat to themselves, but even for the society. That we have to understand. They are called as impure beings. Now, how impurities are caused? Because kamamashritya dushpuram, dambhamanamadana. Kamamashritya. They resort to desires. See, desire is a root cause. Why? Because desires are never ending. You will feel that, oh, let me fulfill this desire, then I will get satisfied. आज एक दिन मैं कुछ पानी पूरी खा लेती हूँ या फिर आज एक दिन मैं पिज्ज़ा खा लेता हूँ, then I will be very much satisfied. Does it happen like that? No. You are instigated more to do that act. Avisha Krishna Vartmeva Bhuyasa Eva Vivardate. Just like you offer ghee in the fire, what happens? Fire get appeased? No. It is blazing more and more. So whatever you provide to the indriyas, they are provoked more towards that. They are pulling you, more towards that. So your attitude should not be, that let me satisfy my senses. No. It should be withdrawing from the objects. The same illustration is provided in Bhagavad Gita. Kurmongani va sarvasham. Like the tortoise. Tortoise, what it does? Withdraws all the limbs. Okay. Similarly, we have to withdraw our organs from the objects. If we just indulge in the objects, our desire will more and more. Oh, let me obtain this. When you obtain this, you will feel more to obtain it. So, if you obtain, suppose wealth, some kind of wealth, some kind of money, but will you be satisfied? Definitely not. Now you will feel that I want more. I want car also. I want big house also. After having that also, the luxuries which you want will be unending. Therefore, it is said that it is kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena analinich. It is like, fire. So, it is unending basically. And when these desires are there, what happens? The krodha also follows that when the desires are not fulfilled. Whatever you want, if you doesn't get that, you are angry. And when anger is there, krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat samati vibrama, etc. So what happens? Moha is called. Dambha mana madanvita, kamam ashritya dushpuram. When you just resort to desires by charvakavadi perspective, that this is the life and I want to enjoy it, then you go on attaining certain things, material objects, material pleasures, and what you feel? I am great. I have attained this. See, those many people it happens, those who are successful. say, oh, I have attained this. Means what? They feel that nobody has shared in my success. I have done this. This causes that. Therefore, you always are supposed to develop the attitude of gratitude. Bhagavad Gita teaches to develop that. Because many people have role in your success. Maybe your teachers, your family members, your friends, even that supreme power you can see somewhere. But what happens when you get success? You deny everything. Oh, it was not possible because of all this. Even you consider your family members sometimes insignificant, your friends insignificant, and you feel that I have done this. That causes dhamma, darpa, mada, intoxication. It is not that once you are drunk, you are intoxicated. People are intoxicated because of false pride also. They are in intoxication, and just as drunk person behave.
That is totally always, but that is temporary.
Drunk people, behave anyhow with other people. Anyhow they will speak. कुछ बोलते हैं उसका भी उनको यह नहीं होता है.
अगर वो 4-5 घंटा रहता है, ये कायम रहता है जीवन.
मन की जागृति नहीं होती है. सिमिलरली ये जो है मदर, वो कैसे होता है? इट इज वेरी लॉन्ग लास्टिंग. और क्या होता है? आप कैसे वर्तन करते हो आपके आसपास से लोगों से, जैसे वह मदधुंद व्यक्ति का वर्तन होता है ना, वैसे ही होता है. दूसरे लोगों को, अरे कौन है ये मेरे सामने, मैं ही श्रेष्ठ हूँ, ऐसी एक मत्तता आ जाती है. वो सब आसुरी वृत्ति है. ओके, मोहात गृहीत्वा, मोह हो जाता है और चीज़ें पाने का, और चीज़ें पाओ. एंड दे आर कॉल्ड एज अशुचि व्रता. सी व्रत मीन्स अ पर्टिकुलर vow of discipline actually. But in case of asuri people, what happens? Ashuchi becomes their vrata. They are connected with all impure things. They get connected with impurity. Means basically they are connected with desires. It is not that we should don't have any desires. We should have, but they should be restrained. नियमित होने चाहिए, नियंत्रित होने चाहिए. Okay. And it leads to sukhavada, hedonism. In philosophy, there is one perspective which is called as hedonism, sukhavada. तो उसका जब हम आश्रय ही ले लेते हैं सुखवाद का, तो क्या होता है? चिंताम अपरिमेयाम च प्रलयांताम उपाश्रिताः. We are literally plunged into unending worries. See, it is not that all rich people are very happy. Many worries. When you get something, worries come with that. You got money, but then there is worry. Oh, this money will remain as it is. How to increase this? There is worry. How to protect this if someone will take away them? And whether I will get it afterwards also. If I don't get it tomorrow, then it will diminish. कभी ना कभी तो खत्म होगा ये पैसा, तो मैं क्या करूँगा? So you are with worries. If you get first rank, then you will think, oh, whether next year also I will get? What my friends will think? What my family members will say? So person is very worried. Student is worried. So rather than doing it for studies, you are just focused on that first rank. It comes with worries. You are not sleeping. You are not, stable. And many problems arise because of this, psychological problems also. There is depression, etc. Why? Chintam aparime. You can't sleep well. You can't have peace at all. What? Because what is the root cause? Desires. It leads to endless anxieties. So Jnaneshwara describes it very aptly. वाढवोनी ऐसा दुष्कर्मांचा व्याप वाहती अमाप चिंताभार. They themselves, increase their bad doings. Means they go on committing bad karmas. And what happens? Ultimately, worries are also increased. See, doing bad karmas do not make you free. They bind you. Why? Because when you commit any bad act, there will be definitely worry. If I'm caught, what will happen? What will be the punishment? If it is known to people, then what will happen? So one cannot have peace at all by doing bad, doings, bad karmas. And therefore one has to get free because the chinta is very hazardous. Okay. And what happens because of this desire? Desire is a root cause, which is said again and again. Asha pasha shatairvattha. Hundreds of desires. Unending. If you just, people these days prepare bucket list. Correct? Bucket list. Oh, this is my bucket list. If you just go on adding, what are your desires, then you will find that unending. Oh, it will never come to an end. It is not possible to fulfill all these desires. So such people get bound by, asha pasha. It is called as pasha. It is like a snooze. It is like a chain which binds you. Why? Because it leads to what? Kama krodha parayana. If it is not fulfilled, you will be angry. I just want it, I don't know anything. So if I don't get, I am angry. Ihante kama bhogartham anyayena arthasa. What happens, because of that krodha, you go on obtaining with unjust means. I want first rank, so I will do copy. This is not the solution, no? Or I will do some shortcut work. This is also not the solution. That the example I had given earlier, that runam krutva krutam pibet. I borrow still, but I want to obtain. So this bhogavadi drishtikon, this materialist approach, this is called as materialist approach. These people basically are called as materialist. Therefore I said in the beginning, Asuri people, Asura or Rakshasa or demons, they are not living on another planet. They are here. They are materialist. They consider only this world. There is no other thing. And because of that, what happens? Hedonism prevails. I want to just attain my own happiness. I don't bother about anything else. But therefore it is guided in Ishavasya Upanishad. Ishavasya sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjitaha ma grudha kasyas vidhana. So in earlier Daivi Sampath we had seen Tyaga. So Tyaga means what? We have to give some share to others. First do Tyaga and then bhunjitaha, then you enjoy. Without giving it to others, don't enjoy. Then you will be like a thief. And it is also said, ma grudham kasyas vidhanam. What happens, there are negative feelings like jealousy, hatred. Why? I have not obtained, that is fine. I have not got first rank, that is fine. But why she has got that? Or why he has got that? He should not get it. Isn't it there? So this is hatred. This is jealousy. And it leads to all negative feelings and many psychological problems. We are always jealous about others. Why she is getting, why he is getting that. Some people also go on snatching that. I will get it. I will see to it how I do. So this is, there is a development of the attitude of snatching. And Ishavasya Upanishad use that word, ma grudham kasyas vidhanam. Dhanam means don't snatch any other's wealth. Now here wealth is symbolic. Wealth can be of any kind. Wealth can be of knowledge. Wealth can be in the form of knowledge, any kind of possessions, house, money, any kind of wealth. You are not supposed to snatch because that particular thing is given by God or obtained by that particular person by his or her own efforts. I am not supposed to snatch it. I am supposed to enjoy my share, which I have got. Okay. So this is, Daivi pravrutti. But what is Asuri pravrutti? Anyayena artha sanchayan. Born accumulation of wealth with unjust means. So with the unjust means they obtain everything. And what happens? Idam adyamaya labdam imam prapse manoratham. Oh, I have now obtained this. I will obtain more. Idamasti, idamapi me bhavishyati punardhanam. Now I have, but I will gain more in the future. Asau maya hatah shatruhu hanishye cha aparana. I have won the war. I have conquered. Now not only war, every day we win against someone else. And then what we say? Oh, I have defeated you. False pride comes. Ishvaroham. I am God. I am God means I am superior. We feel, na, I am superior. Siddhoham. I am accomplished. I have obtained this. Balava. I am powerful. See, power is of different types, not only of physical power. Power comes due to wealth. Okay. Power comes, due to politics. Political power is there. And person considers oneself as sukhi, happy. Adhya abhijanavan asmi. Onyo asti sadrisho. And person feels that there is no one equal to me. So starts, feeling that I am God, I am powerful, I am supreme. So get deluded by ignorance. Remain in one's ignorance. Okay. And what happens to this that is described in next verse? Aneka chitta vibranta. Naturally they get pervaded by all types of worries. Moha jala samavritaha. They are deluded. Prasaptaha kama bhogeshu. They are plunged into desires. What is the result which is told? Patanti narake ashuchau. They are fallen into hell. Now what is hell? Naraka. They are, must have heard different description of the naraka, isn't it? And especially Puranic literature have described them in detail. That there is naraka called Kumbhipaka, so they will roast you, etc. Like that. What is the concept of naraka? Nirukta is a one text, which is a text on etymology of the word, that dissolves the word naraka as Nichaihi gamanam narakam. Going down. Going down means what? Narakas are considered as located downwards. But literally you don't have to go downwards. Nichaihi gamanam means there is a downfall. अधपतन होना यही नरक है. हम जिस स्तर पे हैं उससे हम जब नीचे गिरते हैं तो उसे ही नरक कहा जाता है. And that is definitely sorrow. Okay. So this happens with the demonic people. Naraka is nothing but the downfall. So different narakas are defined, in Puranic text. But why they are defined? Because at least people, getting afraid from naraka will not do wrong actions. So it is very important concept from ethical perspective. आज भी बहुत सारे लोग कुछ अगर दुष्कृत्य करने का वक्त आए तो सोचते हैं एक बार, अरे नरक में ना जाना पड़े. Why? Because they are afraid of the naraka. So naraka is a kind of downfall, and that is the gati of this asuri kind of people. Their behavior is hypocrite. We have already seen. Atma sambhavitaha stabda, dhanamana madanvita. They are atma shlaghya. They considers themselves supreme. Very important, thing which is highlighted here is yajante nama yajne. So they will not, look as bad from external features. They will behave very sweet with you. But what happens? They are not sweet actually. That is hypocrisy. There is a story in Kathopanishad. There was a king Vajashravas. He performed, Vishwajita Yajna, sacrifice, and he donated his Sarvasva Dakshinaya. He donated, but what he donated? Pitodaka, Jagdhatrunaha, cows which have, become very, very old. They are of no use. They were useless at his place, so he gave it to someone else. So, and what he was boasting, I have done Vishwajita Yajna. So Nachiketas, the young boy, the young son, objected that. He said, you have not done right. These cows are of no use. And he said, Ananda namate loka, tan sagachati namate. Person who gives such donation goes to the realms which is called as Ananda. This Ananda means there is no happiness at all. Sorrowful state. So even in this life, some people just experience sorrows. Isn't that related as naraka? That is naraka. It is not that you have to go somewhere else for experiencing naraka or the hell. Okay. So such people, the hypocrite, they are, doing such things. They will hold yajnas, many religious, holdings, etc. They will show that I am following the religion. I am a saint. I am a noble person. But in reality, they are not. That is the tendency of demonic people. So in our life also we should reflect whether I am doing justice as a show business or I really want to do it. Okay. They disregard supreme power. We have already seen that. Ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodham cha samshritaha mama atma paradeheshu radvishandah abhyasuryakaha. Because they have denied the supreme. See, the Gita itself has told Sarvasya chaham hrudi sannidhe. I have entered in all beings. Therefore, this God is called as Antaryami, indwelling principle. God is not away from us. It is indwelling principle. This is living in us. Therefore, there is a Upanishadic statement, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. So one who has not understood this, what will they do? They will trouble others, trouble themselves also. So God says, actually they are troubling me because I am inside. They are not understanding that I am inside. See, one who understands that God resides in everyone, how one can trouble others? It's not possible. But those who do not understand, definitely they hate God. Okay. And what is their gati? Here clearly Shri Krishna tells, Shipami ajasram ashubham asurishvu eva yudhishu. We have the concept of rebirth in Hinduism. Okay. So what Shri Krishna tells? They attain Asuri yonis again in next birth also. See, we are hearing, these days about law of attraction, everything, what you think you get, isn't it? So yeah, it is true. What you think you get. So when you are continuously thinking about desires and all those damba, darpa, etc. vices, obtain that. You can't hope for, any good things. So again you obtain the same thing in the next birth. So ultimately there is decline. It is downward journey. It is not upward journey. Because of Asuri Pravrutti, the journey is downward. You go on declining. Because you are into bad people, bad company, you are talking bad, you are behaving bad, you are boasting, you attract such people. In the next birth also, your environment will be the same, you will be the same, and that causes down. Yeah, now I will conclude. Yeah. Yes. So, Kama, Krodha, etc. Trividham Narakasya Dwaram, it is considered as. That is Kama, Krodha and Loma. Means even if you have these three vices, dosha, then also you are attracting Naraka. Okay? So there is a highest fruit of, the Daivi Sampat, and there is a Naraka, that is the, downfall, which is the fruit of Asuri Pravrutti. So I will conclude here. Thank you very much.